everyone, I'm Liberty Zavala, a reporter and weekend weather anchor at NBC7 San Diego. I'm also the president of the Asian American Journalists Association, and you're watching the I Am Philam Chamber Network. And speaking of the chamber, I am here with the president and CEO of the Philam Chamber, William Pitu.
Good morning, Liberty.
Welcome, welcome. And today we are in the JSix Restaurant at Hotel Solomar with the one and only executive chef, Anthony Sinsai.
Hi, thanks for having me.
How are you?
Well, actually, I'm having you guys.
Yes, this is a beautiful restaurant, first of all.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us. So we wanted to talk to you because you have a lot of exciting things going on, especially geared towards the Filipino-American community here.
Yeah, so we are in celebration of Filipino-American Heritage Month for the month of October. We're actually doing an event with the Chamber of Commerce, and it's called Kain Na, which means let's eat. And so we're basically taking a journey through Filipino food history. And the thing that's really exciting about it is that the whole dinner is based on education. So the dinner benefits Chef Celebration, which is a local charity that helps to enrich the culinary community here in San Diego. And so these, what the foundation does is it takes 12 scholarship recipients, and then we pay for a full week of education in a condensed class at the CIA in Greystone in Napa Valley. Which is a really, really cool program, and the hopes is that they would come back with this newfound knowledge and help to enrich in the culinary scene here in San Diego.
With the knowledge that they've gained from you, which would be teaching them Filipino dishes, correct?
Well, yeah, for instance, like the three other chefs that we have joining us for this dinner, Justin Castillo, Tara Mansad, and Jordana Francisco, they're all mentees of mine. So they've all worked for me in previous kitchens, and so they're all scholarship recipients as well. And they've gone on to work in other kitchens and so on and so forth. And this dinner is basically showcasing what the foundation can do and where the future of not just Filipino cuisine is headed, but the future of San Diego cuisine and how Filipino food fits into that.
Yeah, and that's so great that you are giving back to the local community and to chefs who want to have a fruitful career like you have had in the culinary industry.
It's been a huge blessing.
That's great. So tell us a little bit about the dishes, because a lot of people who know a little bit about Filipino food usually only know like lumpia adobo.
Actually, on my menu, it's so funny. On my menu, we have lumpia on the menu, lumpia Shanghai, and in the description, I wrote, "I know you love these." Because every time I speak about Filipino cuisine, the first thing anyone who's not Filipino will say to me is like, "Oh my God, lumpia!"
Exactly.
I love
lumpia.
those. I love those. So the whole description is, "I know."
There's more to it though than that.
There's a lot more to it than that. Yeah. I mean, so this menu is going to develop in a way where we speak to the Filipino food history, where it was, and how it got to where it is today, and the many influences that helped to bring Filipino food to where it is. So we're going to start the menu off through a very simple dish of just smoked millet. So before, in prehistoric Filipino cuisine, before it was the Philippines, where it was very like almost tribal in a sense. One of the main staples was millet. And they would cook it, with coconut water, and they would cook it with coconut husks, just over open fire. And they would one of the other staples was like tuyo or tinapa. And so those ingredients, smoked, preserved fish, like those were all ingredients that were very indigenous. And, those are techniques that that Filipinos before the Philippines was. They had already done that.
Very ethnic, very indigenous.
So then we're going to progress into more other prehistoric dishes that use only indigenous ingredients like ginitaan. So that's going to be a dish that's featured from Tara Mansad, and so I'm super excited to see what she does with that dish. And so we're going to be featuring some really cool mussels and tahong and alimasag with which is crab. So there's going to be some really cool prehistoric Filipino dishes that we're going to incorporate. Then what we're going to do is the next two courses we're going to basically discuss in the meal through our food the different trade influences that we've had with other Asian countries through Filipino food history and whatnot, and the trade that we had with China and Japan and Indonesia, India, and some of the other Middle Eastern influences and stuff like that through the trade that we had through the Malacca Strait before it became the Philippines. Because the Philippines, as we know it, was never the Philippines, until Spanish colonial rule. It was known as the Kingdom of Luzon. It was a trading post. And so we're going to explore the whole trade influences that the Philippines had before then. It was the Kingdom of Luzon. It was the most southern trading post in Asia. So everybody would trade there. And so we're going to talk about the food influences that we had there. And so one of the most famous dishes that we had through the influences of that trade movement was lumpia. So lumpia was a Chinese influence, and so we're gonna be doing a fresh lumpiang sariwa that Chef Jordana Francisco is going to be using some newly made fish shrimp for. So we're gonna incorporate those things into that dish as well. And so we're gonna discuss the influence that they had in there, and of course, with the biggest influence being pork. Before Spain came to the Philippines, we didn't have pork, we didn't have pigs or anything like that. It was actually the Philippines was one of the biggest Muslim nations at the time. It was turning into a Muslim nation, and so part of the reason that pork is such a big it's such a widely used ingredient is through control. Spain controlled us because they wanted to. You had to prove that you weren't Muslim, that you were taking to Christianity, and so you proved that by incorporating a lot of pork and pig into your diet, because Muslims and Jewish, you weren't allowed to eat pork. So this was part of a way that they were able to control your diet by saying you had to eat pork. So because of that, we actually have a really cool sponsor, Chef Celebration, which is actually our benefactor. They were working with a local rancher who is donating a whole pig for us. So we're going to be cooking this entire pig.
Lechon.
In the next, we are going to be featuring lechon.
Yes,
lechon
my
kawale, which is a really big Spanish influence. That was part of a part of the diet called the Fiesta diet. So it was a very big celebratory thing, and so since we're celebrating Filipino American Heritage Month, we are going to be doing a lechon. So we're doing lechon
the
kawale.
party diet. I love it.
Yes.
So this is the party diet. And one of the other dishes that I'm really excited about, it was one of my favorites as a kid. And I'm sure a lot of people have heard about it but have never tried it. But we're going to be doing chocolate meat. So
Dinuguan?
we're going to do
Dinuguan.
dinuguan.
That is my favorite.
It's
That
my
is
favorite,
thing.
yes.
Thank you. Yes.
So we're going to do a
Okay.
version of dinuguan. It's not going to be, as scary as a lot of people think. But chocolate meat, you have to have it.
Chocolate meat.
Yeah.
That's code for something else, but
Yeah.
you should research
You
it.
gotta be here to find
gotta
out what it
Google
is.
it. Yes.
I
That's an ancient Filipino secret.
I honestly, I love being as ethnic as you can get with my food. So whenever people are like, oh yeah, I love Filipino food, lumpia, adobo, what do you like? And I'm like, you won't like what I like.
Yeah.
It's dinuguan because it's rich in flavor. It looks scary, but when you know what it is, but it's not at all. It's delicious.
No, it's a pork stew using the off parts. We won't get into all of the off parts, but it uses the off parts of the animal. And that's all about the respect.
You have to be adventurous with your
Yeah.
food. You have to go out of your comfort zone because only at the edge of your comfort zone will you find something so delicious
Absolutely.
as dinuguan, in my opinion.
But see, this wasn't historically. This is the dish that you come out of your comfort zone for. This was comfort food.
In the Philippines.
In the Philippines, this is comfort food. You use every part of the animal.
Yeah.
You took this animal's life, and so we show it the utmost of respect by using the entire animal. And so we're actually slaughtering the animal, before the dinner. It's going to be absolutely fresh pork.
You are speaking my language.
Yeah, and so one of our other sponsors, Specialty Produce, they're actually hosting the event on the 21st, where they're going to show everybody how to break down an entire pig, how to butcher it and everything, and take the different parts. And so we're actually attending this demonstration, and we're going to take the different parts of the pig and we're going to take it back to the restaurant. That's what we're going to be using for this dinner. For those 2 courses, you're going to get a whole mess of pork.
This is authentic
Yes.
Filipino. You
Doesn't
will
get
get
much better
nowhere
than this.
else.
Yeah.
Authentic
Doesn't get
Filipino.
fresher.
Yeah.
Unless you go to the Philippines.
Yeah, so
Sorry,
the dessert is going to be one of my favorite things. So again, it was one of these things that I remember growing up as a kid, where it is definitely American influence. So before the American colonization, so we take the pig, we use it for the Spanish colonization and that part of the dinner, and we explore that part of the era. Then after Spain, we were colonized by America. And so there was a lot of American influences, things like buko pie, things like halo halo, ice shavers, and ice
I'm
cream.
hungry.
Yeah, I mean, ice cream was a
Salivating.
big thing that Americans, brought to the Philippines. Americans are really good at bringing stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, they brought smallpox to America. They brought diabetes to the Philippines. Lots of sugar, lots of double crusted pies like the buko pie. But we're going to be actually doing ice cream sandwiches.
Okay.
So we have this really amazing sponsor, Ramar Foods, Magnolia Ice Creams. So you guys all know what it is. You guys buy it at Seafood City all the time.
We use it as Tupperware.
Yes, Tupperware. You open up 5 different ones to finally find ice cream. You're like, Mom, why is there pinakbet in the...
Are you gonna have the purple ice cream?
We are going to have purple ice cream, ube ice cream. To me, so one of the things I remember growing up was halo halo. We're not going to be doing halo halo. We're going to be doing ice cream sandwiches.
Okay.
The street food style ice cream sandwiches,
Alright.
where they put the ice cream into pandesal and then they sell it.
I just love it.
So
That
we're going
is
to be
cool.
going around with a cart, street food style,
Nice.
and we'll make your ice cream sandwich to order right in front of you. Just scooping some of your ice cream of your choice into fresh pandesal.
Okay, so I have a question. You have done something like this before.
We have.
Okay.
So the first dinner was on January 26th, and it was kind of coming off the heels of a article that was written by the UT, Pam Cragen, and she was exploring how the Filipino food insurgency was just starting to blow up. And so she named 4 chefs who were really at the forefront of it, myself and the 3 other chefs, Evan Cruz at Artera, DJ Tanglin, and Christiana Zavala. I don't know if you know her. Have you
She
seen
might
it?
be related to me. We'll have to look into that.
Yeah, you guys can explore that.
Yeah.
Ancestry.com.
Exactly.
There's not a whole lot on Ancestry.com on Filipinos though.
I probably have an aunt who knows her aunt who
Yeah.
knows her cousin. But when my question is, your crowd there, what was the reaction when I'm sure some of them didn't know anything about
Yeah.
all the things you were teaching them. What was their reaction? Were their eyes opened?
Yeah,
Were they
we
like, this is
sold out.
weird, this is curious, like how?
We sold out that event in a week.
Yeah,
It was
that's
really,
unbelievable.
it was unbelievable the amount of support that we got, and people were genuinely curious about it. They were excited to see a cuisine that they literally know nothing about. All they know is their Filipino neighbor used to bring them pancit once in a while, and so seeing these 4 chefs who really have a connection to it and really are open to teaching and wanting to progress the food and the cuisine, to more of a mainstream status. Filipino cuisine, while we're the 3rd largest Asian population in America, we are the least represented.
And fastest growing.
Yeah, we're the third largest, and we're still growing. I mean, there's a disconnect somewhere.
There is, and people like you are really helping to bring us forward, bring our community forward, and something that Filipinos are kind of known as is an invisible people because we blend in,
silent
we
minority.
assimilate
Yeah, we're the model
too well,
minority. We're
All those
considered the model
stereotypes.
minority.
But this is
Yeah.
about coming forward and showing people this is who we are.
Through food.
Yeah,
Through
through
food.
food.
Yeah.
That's the best way that we can explore that and actually teach about. Is our food. That's the biggest link to our heritage that we have. Our cultural identity. And the things that is so fascinating to me is the reason that we're considered a mono-minority, the reason why we're considered silent, is that's a trait that was instilled in us for 375 years through Spanish colonial rule. You said nothing, you did nothing, you do what we tell you, and that was it. This is a historical trait. It's not something that we're just like, oh well, we're going to be meek. This is passed down generation from generation to generation. So it's how this new generation of Filipinos like us are helping to push that to the forefront and saying that we're no longer colonized. We are able to speak up. We are able to show the beauty of our culture.
And represent.
And represent. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So food brings people together. And through the Filipino American Chamber of Commerce, we really want to instill our culture with our community by bringing our leaders together.
Yeah.
So at the end of this event, we have a
little cocktail
party afterwards.
So you come in, reservations are available all night between 5:30 and 9:30. You just make your reservation just like a regular dinner. And it's 6 courses. After you finish your meal, we invite you to come upstairs to our rooftop lounge, Upper East Bar, and we'll have a hosted cocktail upstairs. You get a chance to kind of mingle with the other people who attended the meal, and it's actually a really cool reception that you can discuss the meal that you had and discuss the history behind it and discuss the different courses and what you took from it. It's going to be a really fun networking event for everybody to kind of just discuss what we've learned.
Absolutely. And not a bad view of downtown
Yeah.
San Diego from up there
It's
as
a great
well.
way to celebrate Filipino Heritage Month here in San Diego with all the other events that are going on around town. Being able to come to a restaurant that's presented by a Filipino American chef is really exciting because Filipino food really hasn't come to the forefront of the spotlight in cuisine until now.
And it's everybody says it's just starting to, and I'm hoping that it really is just a start. I hope that it's not a fad. I don't want this to be a fad because for me, it's not a fad. This is food that I grew up with.
It's our culture.
This is who we are. It's like I want it to be spoken in the same breath as Chinese cuisine and Thai cuisine and Japanese cuisine. Those are the Asian cuisines that are really well represented. Now, Chinese cuisine has it's set its popularity in American culture through its own history in Chinese culture and Chinese American culture, and I hope that Filipino cuisine can also take its place with those other representations.
Absolutely. And what you're doing, I think, is a step forward in doing that. So thank you for what
you.
you do, Chef Sensei.
Thank you.
And thank you for what you do.
Yeah,
Will.
yeah.
And really quickly, can you just tell everyone watching where they can get tickets and how they can become involved
Yeah,
in
you can-
both the event and the Philip Chamber?
Yeah, you can make your reservations on OpenTable.com, JSix Restaurant, or you can call the restaurant at 619-531-8744, and we'll be more than happy to take your reservation. We are filling up quick, so make sure you call, get your reservation. So again, 619-531-8744.
And what time is it?
It's between 5:30 and 9:30 open seating.
Open seating, make your reservation. There's also a link on the Filipino American Chamber of Commerce website, and that would be faccsandiego.org. Or again, you can go to opentable.com, plug in JSix Resturant, select October 25th, and make your reservation for your scheduled time.
All right. Well, thank you for sitting
Thank you
down
so
with
much.
us. I'm so excited
Yes,
for
I
your
can't wait for
event.
everybody to Kain Na.
Yeah, Kain Na.
Thanks,
Okay.
Liberty. Thank you,
Well,
Anthony.
Again, I'm Liberty Zavala with NBC7 San Diego. I'm president of Asian American Journalists Association, and you are watching the Phil Am Chamber Network, or I Am Phil Am Chamber Network. Thank you for joining us.